turn myself in. Like, really? My own family member sending me to jail? What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl. I'm back with another video. So let's get into it. So I know I may look a little different. I may look a little high schoolish, middle schoolish, or whatever you want to call it. With this hairstyle, I decided to be different. I'm trying to get into wearing my hair more often. It is kind of hard because I am natural and my hair does not stay. Even though it seems straight now, by the end of the video, it may be a whole different ordeal. So, excuse me if I sound a little raspy. I am still getting over a cold. So, just bear with me, okay? So, this video is going to be about the time I had to turn myself in. Yes, you heard me correctly. The time I had to go to jail, I had to turn myself in. Like, really? My own family member sending me to jail? Where they do that at? So, of course, like any other daughter or a person who cared for their mom or whatever, right? If it was your mama, you would be there for your mama too. I'm just saying. So, basically, this is how it all happened. I had to go turn myself in. So I was at work, right? I was at work. This is when I was working at the hospital at the time. I think it was like a Wednesday or Thursday. I don't really remember. So I know that at the time, my mama was dating this guy. This was a few years ago. My mom was dating this guy, and he was like, thrown off a little bit. Like, he didn't mean no harm to nobody, but he was just thrown off. His name was Larry. And, Larry, he used to do all kind of stuff. Like, I remember one time when I got out of my wreck, right? And I had to be bedridden because I had to get a partial hip replacement, and my right ankle was I got a rod in my left leg on the side where they had to do the hip replacement, and then my right ankle had a bad sprain to it. So I was bedridden. I couldn't get out of bed, so I couldn't go back home to my place because I stayed on the second floor and I could not walk upstairs, and I was too fat. Because before my wreck, I was 236. And then by the time I went home, I was down like 209 and so forth. But I was too heavy for people to carry me upstairs. And so I just decided to go stay with my mom at the time. And she was dating this crazy dude named Larry. But Larry was likable. He was funny, but he was just crazy. I'm talking about get a check and went crazy. So, I was prescribed all of these medications because I had to take like stomach injections and to help. It was a blood thinner. I was on like gabapentin, and that's when I was still on. No, my blood pressure had changed from hydrochlorothiazide to losartan, and I was on Coumadin. I was on a lot of stuff because I was tore up from my wreck, okay? So, Larry used to go out and do extracurricular things. We're going to keep it real. He was out there on that thing. And I didn't like him at the time. I couldn't stand him because I knew that he wasn't no good for my mom. Even though he was, halfway decent at times, and he was funny, and everybody loved him because he was always trying to fix on somebody. That's what you call a shade tree mechanic, honey. Larry was a shade tree mechanic, okay? And he just used to always start with my mama. Always picking fights with her. Always want to cause arguments and stuff so he can go out and be in them streets and do what he do and be a junkie, basically. He was giving very much junkie vibes. And I remember that he used to, hold on, because I made me a smoothie before this video. And this is my breakfast and my lunch. So, yeah, it's so good too, y'all. That thing disrespectful. But he used to be gone for like 2 days and come back, or be gone all day and come back with different mopeds. I don't know where he was getting these mopeds from, what he was doing to get these mopeds, and how he was getting these mopeds. But he used to come back with these different mopeds, right? Because my mom would not let her drive. I gave my mama a car. I gave her there was the first car I bought, which was the first car that I taught myself how to drive in. It was a 93 Toyota Corolla. A little, you know what I'm saying? My little Pinto, but it was mine. And he used to always try to fix up on the car or whatever. And he was funny when he was doing when he was normal level. When that crazy side kicked in, you wanted the two-piece him, okay? So he used to be gone. So this particular night or whatever, he decided to be gone for like 3 days. I guess he went on a little binge or whatever. And he used to like give my mama money and then take it back. I never understood that. I don't know. I'm still trying to understand to this day why people do that. Why they give you something and be trying to take it back. And my mama got tired of, jumping on him, knocking him upside the head, trying to make him do right. So she was like, you're going to have to go. You know what I'm saying? He from Atlanta, and he swept down his future cousin. Now, if I could find a picture of Larry, he do look like that man. He do look like that man. He do look like Future, the artist. I'm not lying. I don't know if they cousins or not. I will never know. So, he was gone for a few days on this one particular time. And when he came back in the house, he was saying he didn't feel good or whatever. And we all was looking at him like, child, you been out high, you been out sneaking and geeking, and we don't know what you want. And I was still in the bed. This was when I moved into my mom's house, right? And I was laying in her living room. That was my area. And my friend girl at the time was over there with me, helping me out. And I had these pills. What is the name? Start with a C. They real small. And I know that my little cousin, and he like 7 or 8 now. And he was real bad when he was younger. And he used to have to take all these like grown people adult dosages of medicine to calm him down. But it was something that started with a C, and it helped with like your nerves or something. But that used to put me to sleep. It used to knock me out. So he was like, baby girl, he used to always come, baby girl, let me get one of them pills, cause I'm tired, I want to go to sleep. So I didn't think nothing of it. I gave Larry one of my pills. Honey, all I know is me and my friend was sitting downstairs watching TV. And I was downstairs. My mom had a 2-story townhouse, very spacious. And all I know is when it was about 10 minutes after he took that pill I gave him to calm down, I heard a loud thump. And I looked at my friend, she looked at me, and she was like, what happened? So she ran upstairs, because mind you, I couldn't get out the bed because I was crippled. Honey, all I heard my mama say, Larry, get up. Larry, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you, Larry? And she used to call him fat. She was like, fat, get up, fat, get up. Honey, and I was downstairs like, what happened? My friend ran back downstairs. She was like, he done passed out. I said, oh, Lord. He done took that pill that he still howling that crack and stuff. He about to die. I said, girl, go throw them pills away. Go flush them pills out of the toilet. I said, you got to get rid of them. What we going to do, friend? I started panicking because I was like, Lord, I'm already crippled. He finna die. I gave him the medicine. It's going to be all on me. Honey, I was so scared, y'all. Oh my God. But anyway, so check this out. So the ambulance came because he was like passed out. And they took him to the hospital. This was about 8, 9 o'clock. I went to sleep. It's about 12 o'clock at night, right? The same night. I hear somebody talking outside. My friend's still there. She hadn't left yet. My mama come in the door, and Larry come in the door behind her. When she came in the door, she was like, I'm so sick of him, I don't know what to do. And here come Larry walking in the door with the hospital gown on, with the patches still attached to his body. Mama said, I'm so sick of him, I done had to go. That man done woke up and struck out and ran and snatched all them cords and IV out of him and took out, run up the street to my, they trying to keep him. They trying to poison him at the hospital. I told y'all Larry crazy, right? Honey, he came in the door with them patches on him. Told him, no, daughter. See, they were trying to get me. They were trying to keep me. I don't know what them people doing to me up in there. That man was crazy. He walked around fine. When I thought he had a heart attack or something. I'm like, what in the heck is going on here? Larry, what is wrong with you? He come out, yeah, baby girl, I'm good, we good. He was like, you need anything? He was acting like none of that ever happened. Like, I'm sitting here, me and my friend is looking at me dying, laughing. Because he used to just do wild, crazy stuff. But this topped it all. Honey. So, the next day, they went to bed or whatever. So the next morning, he woke up. He gonna come downstairs because he's like, I'm your doctor, because you ain't got no nurse. Well, I did have a nurse. I had a nurse who had to come and visit me twice a week, or was it once a week? I think it was twice a week. And she was so nice. And she used to come in, like, check my levels, my blood pressure and stuff. It took me a while for my levels to get back normal because my body was still traumatized. I didn't even have a menstrual for, like, 2 months, well, like 3 months after my wreck. And my body was still in shock, I guess. And so, Larry's like, I'm gonna be your doctor. So he asked me that next morning. He was like, what you want to cook, baby girl? Still with the hospital gown on. Still got the patches on him, y'all. Still got the patches on him. Larry was like, baby girl, I'm finna feed you some breakfast. I said, man, what's wrong with you? I said, you ain't finna feed me nothing. I said, you need to be rested. Then you just had passed out, have a seizure or a stroke. And you done ran out these people's hospital last night. And you come in here acting like ain't nothing happened. I said, what's wrong with you? I said, Larry, you better go back upstairs and get back in that bed because you ain't finna die in front of me. And I said, I hope you ain't tell them I gave that pill. Like, no, baby girl, like, I ain't gonna tell them nothing. I ain't telling them you gave me that pill. I was like, I was in here finna flush stuff, honey, because I wasn't finna go down. And he was dying laughing. Like, he had sense when it kicked in. When it kicked in, y'all. I'm not lying. I cannot make this up. I wish Larry was still here today because he is hilarious. He ain't died nothing. He just, mama finally got tired of him and sent it back to Atlanta. So, fast forward. Larry used to always be in mess and be in people's houses. It was a family member, I'm just going to say family member, who at this neighborhood prior to the one that I'm referring to when Larry passed out, my mom and this family member stayed by each other, like within walking distance, like up a hill from each other, right? And this was a family member that was really close to my mom, right? But growing up, they always used to bump heads because they both are very strong signs. We talking about a Leo and an Aries. And, yeah. So Larry was cool with everybody. And Larry used to go up to this family member house and hang out. And Larry was messy. For a man. He really was. He was very messy. Go back and forth between people's households, tell people business, and be scheming and plotting. So this family member had their husband's niece there. So she was staying there because she was displaced and she was a teenager at the time. And this family member was trying to help her out. So, I don't know if it's true or not. Y'all, I added cinnamon to my smoothie this time. And it is quite tasty. I added just enough. Yo, this is a new little thing. Hold on. Oh my God. So, the girl, I'm not gonna say her name, but she was kind of loose and free and fast, right? So, word was that when she was there up there at the apartment by herself one day when the family members were away, Larry went up there and he was being too friendly and was trying to push up on the girl. Now, she was known for lying and stealing and doing something she wanted. So I don't know if it's true. I know Larry ain't never tried me. I don't know. He ain't never tried none of my other family members, so I don't know if that was true or not. But so the family member and her husband accused Larry of that, which made Larry and my mama fall out. And no, my mama took up for him because that was her man, and she felt like that girl was lying because she was known to be off the chain, right? So, the family member was being, a little bit dramatic about it, and was being extra where it came to them wanting to just jump on my mama. And it came to when my mama is very, very blunt, and she's a roaring Aries. I'm talking about, I always be ready to chug up the deuces all the time. And this family member is known to be very animated. Animated means over the top, wild and outrageous at times. And so they confronted each other. Now, I'm at work now. That's when I was working at the hospital and I was doing housekeeping. And I had got some text messages. Oh, my wife had went over there. My wife was out work. This was like a snow day. They was calling for snow. This wasn't snow. I think it was in the springtime or something. I think this was close to the weekend because we were talking about doing a cookout. So we used to always go to my mama's house or to the family member house and cook out. Either like we used to just gather up on weekends all the time. And this day I kept getting a lot of text messages to my phone from my wife saying they over here arguing, and it's between Larry that got cussed out by the family member's husband, and then my mama went to the family member house to say her piece, and the family member called 3 of her family members on the daddy side of the family, and all of them went down to my mama's house to confront or jump her. Wait a minute. Y'all think y'all finna jump my mama? So when I heard that, this is what I did. I told my boss, I said, I gotta go. I said, I got a family emergency and I need to go. I put that thing on, put my materials up, and put my cart up and wipe my cart down so fast, and I was downstairs before I can blink my eyes. Honey, I hit the highway so fast, before this, let me rewind. When my wife, she kept texting me and she called me, and she was like, don't you know, because she was on the phone, and I had ran in the break room to answer. And she was like, don't you know they down here? She done sent about 3 or 4 people down here and a dude to jump on your mama. And I heard my mama in the background talking like, yeah, ain't nobody gonna do shit to me. Ain't nobody gonna do shit to me. What's up with it? I'm outside. Da, 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 da. So I'm just hearing, all I can think about is 4 or 5 people trying to jump on my mama. I know my wife was there, and I know Larry was there, and my little brother. But it's like, y'all need more people. Like when I used to be, I'm gonna say I used to be, because I done strayed away from being like that. Pull up, no questions asked, let's get to it. And that's just what it was. And everybody know that. They still know that, but you know, we trying to be better than that, right? Because I ain't with all that. I ain't with all that. God know the truth, and that's what he love. I ain't with all that. So, I went home to get whatever I needed to get from my house. I sat downstairs. I went straight to my mama's house after I went home to get. Now, my son wasn't around. My son was at school. This all took place while he was at school. And so I went and sat on my mama's back porch, because from her porch, you could see the main road and look dead at the family member house. You could look dead at their house and see who come and go at the house, right? So we all sitting around there, and I'm just shaking. Like, I said, where everybody at now? I pulled up, I'm like, where everybody at now? Because I'm not doing no talking. Well, where everybody, what's happening? I said, call whoever you need to call, tell them come run that back. Come run it back. Because I said, I don't want to go to nobody's house looking for trouble, because I know they might, you know what I'm saying, try to call on me. So I was sitting there for a while, so I got tired of sitting there. That's why I thank God for change. Thank you, Lord. I just want to thank you, Lord, because I used to be hell. Do you hear me? So I got tired of sitting there. I got antsy, and I was like, no, ain't nobody coming. Ain't nobody. So what's tea? I took off and struck up walking up the street to this family member house, because I wanted them to come outside, because I needed some understanding. So I went up there. I did not tell nobody to come behind me. I didn't tell nobody let's come on, y'all. I told them, I'll be back. Child, I was halfway up the street. It's just me. And I look back down the hill. Here go my mama and there with like 6 more people walking behind me. I was like, no, I'm good. Y'all don't need to come up here. So I went banging on the door. And the family member husband came out. And he was like, what's up? Ain't nobody gonna do nothing to such and such. What's up? What's up? I said, I ain't got a problem with you. I want her. And then so she was in the background, you know, yelling or whatever. And she didn't ever come outside. And so he came outside and got in my face. So we was yelling back and forth. I said, like I said, I didn't come for you. I came for her. Now, it's whatever you want to do. We can get that out the way. You know, I was very, what's the word? Didn't care. So I ended up off the stairs, and we ended up in the yard, and we were face to face like this, me and the dude, he's family, but her husband, the family member's husband. So we like this, face to face, and so he walked past me, but I brushed his shoulder, because I'm like, what's up? You know, bust a move, because we just out here talking. And so my mama jumped up. He was like, hold on, that's my daughter. Don't be in her face like that with the whoop. So I was walk past you, and I go back to the door, because I want the family member to come outside. I'm banging on the door, and she yelling through the door. So I was like, all right, so you don't come outside. I left. I didn't want to sit up there and waste no more time. So I went back down to sit back on my mama's porch. And and Larry, so before I went back down there, Larry and the husband was in the yard arguing. He was like, yeah, my niece said you was up here trying to da-da-da-da. So Larry like, man, you know daggone well, I ain't trying to mess with that little girl, whoop. But they didn't ever fight, you know what I'm saying? So we went back down. I sat back on the porch, because I was thinking maybe the cousins or the people who wasn't there no more, who she called, I wanted to see them too. So I sat there, and I was just sitting there. I was like, oh, Ted, I was pacing. See, my nerves got bad. I couldn't sit down. I was just walking back and forth like I need action. Where everybody at? So I seen them. They had got in the car, and I guess it was the cousin or whatever, and they came up and drove past my mama's house. Why y'all coming past? I'm right here. Y'all see me sitting out here. Y'all see me sitting out here. So, nothing ever happened. I ended up going, you know, back home, because I didn't go back to work, because it was like, my shift was about to be over anyway. I was like 2 hours, I had like 2 hours left on my shift. And the next day, my mama had called me, and she was like, you know, she went down there and took a warrant out on me, the family member. Because this is, this is what she wanted to fight us with instead of actually fighting. So she was like, yeah, she took one out on me. She said, I'm going to go down there and tell her. I don't know if she went down there and turned herself in. She got out within a few hours or whatever. So the next day, I was mad about that. I got all mad all over again. I was like, you really finna send your family member to jail? Like, really? Like, did nobody even get touched? Like, it's not that serious. So, I'm at work. I get a phone call. Yeah, the sheriff just left my house from my mama. I get a phone call from my mama. The sheriff just left my house. Such and such put a warrant on you too. Really? I was so mad because I had never been to jail before. And I was like, I don't want this. I'm going to lose my job. I was just thinking the worst. So I didn't worry about it. I waited the next day. And I thought about it. I said, well, I'm going to just go ahead. So I looked it up and it was a warrant for communicating threats. Because I did. And the family member didn't put it under my maiden name. She put it under my spouse's last name. So that lets me know that the family member wasn't doing it to hurt me. She was doing it to be spiteful because she didn't use the name, the married name, and I don't go by that. So yeah. So the next day I had I was off that day. So I said, I don't want no police coming to my job looking for me because I work at the hospital. And everybody know that is not a good look, okay? So after I got off work, no. I did have to work that day. And I was nervous at work all day just because I didn't want nobody coming looking for me. So what I did was I got off work. I went and took me a bath. And my son, I think it was like a Friday or something. Yep, it was a Friday. My every Friday before my son's grandma passed, she used to always get him, pick him up from school, and take him and spend time with him and stuff. And I didn't have to worry about my son being there. So I went and took my bath. I went to McDonald's, got me something to eat. I put on me some thermals and like some thick clothes because I always heard it's freezing in jail. I never been there before. I didn't know what I was walking into. And I said, well, if I'm going to go on my own. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to eat because I don't know if I'm going to eat. I done heard jail food is horrible. I didn't know what to expect. So I went down to the courthouse, to the magistrate, and I was like, I got one for my arrest. Y'all, I was so sick in my stomach because I was mad and furious. I was really ready to fight then. Like, I ready to risk it all. I'm like, so you mean tell me to go to jail and I still didn't get to touch nobody? What? I was ready to risk it all. I said, no, let me go ahead and get this over with. And so my blood pressure was so high, I was sick. My blood pressure so high, I felt like I was about to pass out. My blood pressure was the highest it's ever been because I was frustrated because I was getting sent to jail for no reason. In my opinion, no reason. And I think when they check you in and stuff, they put me in the handcuffs. I'm like, you do not have to put me in your handcuffs. I'm not a threat to y'all. Like, what? And walked me down, and it was a stud officer who took me, and I was trying to flirt with her because I wanted her to be nice to me. So they took me back there, and the lady took my blood pressure after me sitting in the waiting area or the holding. I was never put in a cell, and I guess it was processing or whatever. And I was just trying to watch my surroundings. I was like, oh, don't nobody trying to run up on me or hurt me in here. It was a dude that they brought in. And I think he's like, they're familiar with him. He was in there trying to fight the officers. And he was spitting at them and calling them all kind of F-boys and weak, you know what. And one of the cops was about to fight with him, and they told him to calm down, don't do it. And I was like, Lord, they finna go in here, they're gonna put everybody on lockdown. I don't want to be in no cell. And so I was sitting there, and my blood pressure was so high, y'all, I felt like I was about to pass out. And the lady took my my blood pressure. I think it was like 170, it was like 182 or 178 over something. My bottom number is always high. Even to this day, my bottom number is always high. And she was like, I'm gonna need you to calm down. She was like, please take deep breaths. My head, y'all, my head felt like, you know how when you get your hair braided real tight, like super tight, or when your mama used to put your hair in those, we used to call them clackers, the big bows, the clacker bows, they had like the two big dots on them, and she wrapped around real tight where your skin was bumping up and it was pulling. That's the kind of tension headache I had. My blood pressure was sky high. And I was furious. I was mad. I was like, now I'm gonna have a record. I ain't know nothing about how that worked. And she was just like, in like an hour, she was like, make your phone call to whoever you need to call. So I called my wife, and I was like, I'm in here, and I was like, I'm just still waiting. Oh, I called my mama, but I called both of them because they was all waiting for me to call. And I was like, I'm just seeing how like these men in here, they crazy and it's stinking here. And I was like, my blood pressure real high. I don't feel good. So an hour after that, I was still sitting in the open area, I guess processing, and then they let me go. So, no, I had to go talk to, is it the clerk of court? When they ask you why you was in here or whatever. And I was like, I played it stupid. I was like, look, ma'am, I don't even know that lady. I never even went to her door. I said, if nobody has footage to show you, then I don't know what nobody's talking about. I said, I was at work. I said, I went to go visit my mama when I got off of work. And I went to go see if she was okay because I heard that people was trying to attack her. From my understanding, this person been trying to attack her since they were children and been having a hatred towards them. So I was just spitting the game. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't slow now. I was like, nah, ain't nobody no, we ain't going out like no sucker. I ain't committing no real crime. I ain't doing no little time, okay? So she was being mean to me. She was like, so you mean to tell me this person just made this up? I was like, well, unfortunately, you don't know them and you don't know my family. So I'm telling you that this is what it is. I got smart with her because I'm like, you're not finna sit here and to try me and make me say something I ain't do, lady. Like, what is you doing? I'm not scared of you. But after that, an hour later, they let me go. And I called my mama. So I was in there for like 4 or 5 hours. And I was so mad when I got out of there. I still was ready. I was ready to go. I was ready to go do some damage then, y'all. Because I was like, I'm already in there. So, I mean, why would you do that? Knowing who you is, this family member, who this family member is. Y'all, I was so mad. But, yeah. So after all that, I just fell back. I just stopped talking to that person. This happened before my wreck though. This happened right here. This right here, the jail and the family incident happened before my wreck. So check this out. I got in my wreck. So this happened this was in the same year. This was in the same year, I think. Because I got my wreck that summer. So this was springtime this happened. I got my wreck that summer. And it was court about this. I was going to court about my wreck, and because the people that I got a wreck into were trying to press charges on me, and I had to go to court about the communicating threats charge or whatever. When I had to see the family member in court, it was the first time I had to go in my wheelchair because I hadn't had my wreck, and and when they seen me, they were like, my mama had to go too, and my mom and they weren't talking still. So she was like, the family was like, I had apologized. I was like, I didn't, you know what I'm saying, I didn't mean to, cause no harm, because at this point, I had a life-changing event. I wasn't on that no more. I felt sorry, I was over it. I was over it. So I'm like, I'm crippled. I'm sitting here aching and hurting, fighting for my life every day in this wheelchair. I'm not on there. I forgive you. I love you. And it's over with. But the family member and my mama, so my mama was there with me. And when we had to do mediation, the family was like, well, I forgive you. I just hate to see you like this in your circumstance. So I'm going to drop the charges. She dropped the charges and told them in front of them that she wanted to let it go. right? But she was like, I'm not dropping the charges on my mama. That's what she told her. I'm not dropping charges on her. And she pointed at my mama. And my mama was so furious. My mama was ready to fight in the courthouse, y'all. And I was like, that's crazy. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, then we left. And years passed. Just last summer, me and that family member started talking. Now, this happened in 2015, y'all. Wait. 2016. I just started talking to that family member last spring of last year. And I told them, because I done been through so much since then, so much hardship and so much in my life, that I have been broken and put down to the lowest that I could ever be. And I sat there and I thought about it. I said, I just want to get a chance to tell them that I love them and I'm sorry for being foolish and that I forgive them. I forgive them. And to this day, we be kicking it. We don't bring that up. And I apologize again because I felt like I wasn't as sincere the first time. I apologize again. And we left it. It's dead. Now we hang out. And we do stuff together, and we do all kind of family gatherings. Even her and my mama back like this. They don't talk about that. They cool. And it's just crazy how it could be your own people. But see, people got to take accountability for themselves too. I feel like I really should have stayed out of it because it was, you know, the type of relationship that they had. But if it were you, if it was your mom or somebody calling you and acting like somebody jumping on your mama, y'all gonna be with the wet as well. So, that is my story time on what happened. And Larry, I think Larry got sent back to Atlanta in like 2017. So we ain't heard from Larry. Last I heard, he cut his dreads off. And last time he was in Charlotte, one of my family members saw him and said he was in the drive-thru at Bojangles on his moped. And I don't know. I ain't seen Larry. If I saw Larry today, right now, I would love him and hug him and tell him, thank him for being my doctor. Even though he was crazy as all get out. But I had to learn how to understand, you know what I'm saying, how people work. And I had to do some growing myself. So, you know, Larry, if you're out there, I hope you're doing all right. My brother, please don't hesitate to call me. Because, you know, the whole family still be asking about you. Well, Larry, how Larry doing? I'm talking about everybody in my family knew Larry. And that man was crazy, y'all. But that is my story time on the time I got locked up and I had to turn myself in. I thank y'all for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe and share. And I'll see you next time.